Aisha was a 16-year-old secondary school student. She lived with her mother and father in a small village in Nigeria. Aisha was a brilliant student and loved by everyone in her school. Even her parents were very proud of her. Aisha was their only child, but they valued her more than 10 children. She was everything they could ever ask of. Aisha was also very intelligent. She was very obedient to both her parents and other people in the community. She hated to see her mother engaging herself in house chores, so she always offered to help out and doesn't wait to be told before doing what she was needed to do in the house. Most of the villagers always used Aisha as an example whenever they were talking to their children, especially the female one. One day, Aisha fell ill, and after she was treated and recovered, her mother began to notice some changes in her body. Aisha's mother noticed her increase in body size, breast enlargement, and her constant sleeping. She knew her daughter very well and could easily detect when something was odd about her. Aisha's mother called her one day and asked her if she was pregnant. Aisha was shocked and wondered why her mother would ask her such question. She had never had sex before, so asking her such a question was way out of line. "Mother, why would you ask me such a question? I've never been with a man before," Aisha said to her mother. Her mother too was confused and didn't know what to do or say. After talking to Aisha for a while, she dismissed her and thought maybe it could be natural changes. After some weeks, Aisha's mother was no longer convinced about Aisha's change in body. She had to take Aisha to the hospital, and after a series of tests, it was confirmed that Aisha was pregnant. Both Aisha and her mother could not believe the test result staring in front of them. They thought maybe the test result was wrong, and they had to go to another hospital. And right there, the doctor also confirmed that Aisha was indeed pregnant. Aisha was confused and scared. She didn't know who the father of her unborn child was and how it happened. When they got home, Aisha's mother asked her who the father was, but Aisha didn't know. She had never had a boyfriend or sex before. Her mother was worried and asked Aisha to think carefully and remember if anything unusual happened to her. Aisha thought hard but couldn't remember anything. When Aisha's father heard of it, he was red with anger. He called Aisha into his room and began to question her. Aisha was in tears as she told her father that she knew nothing about the pregnancy and how it came about. Aisha's father didn't believe her, and out of anger and feeling of disappointment, he got out a very long whip and began to flog Aisha mercilessly. He flogged her to a point that Aisha's mother had to intervene and save Aisha from his wrath. She took Aisha to her room, and throughout that night, Aisha was in tears. The whole thing was like a dream to her. She wished she could wake up from all the recent happenings. The next day, Aisha's mother remembered that Aisha and her classmates attended a friend's birthday celebration a few weeks back. She called Aisha and asked her if there was something odd that took place that day. Aisha thought for a while, but still didn't remember anything. Her mother went ahead to ask her if she knew anyone who had a crush on her, or if there was anyone asking her out, and Aisha mentioned the name of one of her classmates, Uche. She also mentioned that Uche was also present in the birthday celebration. Aisha's mother suspected that Aisha's classmate, Uche, might be responsible for the pregnancy. Uche was a popular boy in school and had a crush on Aisha. Aisha's mother asked her if Uche had ever touched her or tried to have sex with her. She thought back and remembered that Uche had tried to kiss her several times, but she had pushed him away. The following day, Aisha's mother followed Aisha to the school and confronted Uche, but he denied having sex with Aisha. Uche said he had never touched her and didn't know how she got pregnant. Aisha's mother didn't believe him, and she insisted on seeing Uche's family and taking a paternity test. Uche fully agreed to take the paternity test, and after a few days, Aisha's parents and Uche's parents took both Aisha and Uche to the hospital and gave their samples. After a few days, the result came out, and Uche was not the father. Aisha and her mother were confused, and at that point, they didn't know what to do again. Uche, on the other hand, was very angry and demanded that Aisha's family should apologize to him and his family for heaping such allegations on him. Rumors started spreading in school and in the village that Aisha was pregnant. Students were gossiping and laughing about it. They all knew Aisha to be the good girl that most parents want their children to learn from. Aisha was ashamed and didn't want to go to school. She just couldn't face the shame and what people would say to her. Her mother encouraged her to face her fears and go to school. Aisha went to school, but students started bullying her. They called her names and said she was a bad girl. Aisha tried to ignore them, but it was hard. She felt alone, depressed and broken. Though her best friend, Norma, always stood up for her and told the bullies to leave Aisha alone. Norma told Aisha that she believed her and that she was there for her. Aisha had been friends with Norma and they both knew each other very well. Aisha felt grateful to have a friend like Norma. Aisha, however, was still struggling to come to terms with what had happened. Aisha felt ashamed and guilty, even though she knew it wasn't her fault. She had tried so hard to remember something, but nothing was coming into her head. Left for her, she didn't want to go to school or face her friends. She felt like hiding forever, and most importantly, she wanted to get rid of the baby. Norma and Aisha's mother tried to convince her to seek professional help. Aisha agreed and started seeing a therapist. The therapist helped Aisha walk through her emotions and regain her confidence. Aisha decided to keep the baby. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she felt a connection to the child. Aisha's mother supported her decision and promised to help her raise the baby. While all this were going on, Aisha's father felt less concerned and didn't want to show interest in the matter. When Aisha's stomach started protruding, she stopped going to school and stayed back at home. Aisha and her mother started preparing for the baby's arrival. They read books, attended parenting classes, and set up the nursery. Somehow, Aisha was excited to meet her baby, despite the circumstances surrounding her pregnancy. Aisha gave birth to a beautiful baby boy after a few months. She named him Chibikem, which means God is my strength in Igbo. Aisha was overjoyed and felt a sense of purpose. She was exhausted but happy after giving birth. She held Chibikem in her arms and felt a deep connection. She knew she had to be strong for her baby. Aisha faced so many challenges as a teenage mother. She had to balance school and taking care of Chibikem. She struggled to breastfeed and had to do with diaper blowouts. Aisha's mother and Norma were a big help. They assisted with childcare and household chores. Aisha's mother also taught her how to cook and manage the home. Aisha faced stigma from community. People whispered and pointed fingers. She tried to ignore them, but it was hard. She found courage in her situation. She realized that she wasn't alone and that many teenage mothers had succeeded. She started to speak out and raise awareness. Aisha joined a support group for teenage mothers. She met others who shared similar experiences. They encouraged and motivated each other. Aisha continued her education. She went to night school and studied hard. She wanted to create a better life for Chibikem and herself. Later on, she got a job as a receptionist. She worked hard and saved money. She wanted to start her own business one day. As days passed by, and as Chibikem began to grow into a cute little boy, Aisha noticed a strange interest a young boy in their neighborhood was showing towards Chibikem. The young boy was identified as a 25-year-old man named Emeka. Emeka and Aisha had known each other since childhood. but there was nothing between them. It was just a simple greeting whenever they met each other on the road. Though Emeka's mother and Aisha's mother were good friends, Emeka only comes to their house if he was sent on errand by his mother. But ever since Chibuikem grew into a little boy, Aisha had noticed that Emeka had been coming close to her and her son more than usual. He would buy different gifts for them and always visited them on a regular occasion to play with Chibuikem. It looked weird to Aisha, but after so much thought, she waved the thought away as she didn't want to complicate things for herself again. She went about her daily life and taking care of her son. As days went by, something very sensitive and crucial began to disturb Aisha. Every passing day, she began to notice a striking resemblance between Chibuikem and Emeka. One of the days, she noticed that Emeka had the same birthmark, just like her son Chibuikem. Aisha became worried, and she had to call the attention of her mother to what was happening. Aisha's mother took her time to look into what Aisha had told her, and to her utmost bewilderment, it was all true. But not wanting what happened in the case of Uche to repeat itself again, Aisha and her mother had to secretly conduct a paternity test between Chibuikem and Emeka. After Emeka visited one of the days, Aisha playfully offered to help him comb his hair, that it was unkempt. Emeka agreed, and while at it, Aisha cut out a part of his hair, which her and her mother took to the hospital. They waited patiently for days for the result to come out, and after it was out, every doubt was cleared. Emeka was confirmed to be the father of Chibuikem. Aisha's mother was angry, but she needed to find out how it happened. She informed her husband, and Emeka was summoned. And after much interrogations, Emeka shamefully accepted that he was responsible for the pregnancy. Aisha's parents felt betrayed. They couldn't believe that Emeka had taken advantage of their young daughter, but how? They went ahead to ask him how it happened, and Emeka narrated to them how he had developed feelings for Aisha, but he couldn't confess his feelings to her. He reminded them about what happened a long time ago. There was a day Aisha's parents traveled, and Aisha was brought to stay with Emeka's mother. Emeka, who was away in his maternal home, came home that day, and immediately he stepped into their house. He saw Aisha sitting outside, and not wanting Aisha to see him, he went back and told his friends what he was passing through. His friends advised him to drug her and take advantage of the situation, and that was how his friends helped him to achieve that selfish desire when his mom went to the market, leaving Aisha alone in the house. Aisha was in tears after hearing all that. She imagined the pain, shame and mockery she went through during those periods. Emeka went on his knees and began to apologize, but Aisha's parents were not taking that at all. They contacted the police, and Emeka was arrested and charged with statutory rape. Aisha's mother was relieved that justice would be served. The news spread fast into the whole village, and they all knew that Aisha was innocent and was never who they had thought her to be. Chibuikem grew very fast. He was already walking and talking. Aisha was proud of her smart and curious child. Aisha and Chibuikem's bond grew stronger. They spent quality time together, playing and reading. Aisha cherished every moment. She still faced challenges as a young mother. She dealt with financial struggles and balancing work and parenting, but she persevered. Aisha's hard work paid off. She got a promotion at work and started saving money for Chibuikem's future. She felt a sense of accomplishment. She also continued her education, took online courses, and attended seminars. She wanted to improve her skills and create a better life. Aisha started her own business. She opened a small boutique selling African clothing. She was proud of her entrepreneurial spirit. In no distant time, her business began to flourish. She became a successful entrepreneur and created jobs for others. She was a role model for young women. After some years, she found love again. She met a kind and supportive man named Obinna. He loved Aisha and Chibuikem unconditionally. Years later, Aisha, Obinna and Chibuikem formed a happy family. They went on vacation and spent quality time together. Aisha felt grateful. She reflected on her journey and realized that she had grown and learned so much. She was proud of herself and her accomplishments. Aisha wanted to give back to her community, and then she started a foundation to support teenage mothers, providing resources and mentorship to them. She also mentored young girls who were going through similar experiences, sharing her story and offering guidance. She wanted to make a difference. Aisha's foundation gained recognition. She received awards and accolades for her work. She was proud of the impact she was making, and she went ahead and expanded her foundation, opened a shelter for teenage mothers, and provided job training for them. She wanted to create a safe space, and she became an advocate for women's rights. She spoke out against gender-based violence and discrimination. She wanted to create a better world. Aisha became a leader in her community, inspiring others to make a difference. She was a true model. She wanted to leave a lasting impact. She continued to work hard and make a difference. Aisha was proud of Chibuikem, who was growing up to be a smart and intelligent boy. She knew she was doing a good job. She had learned so much and grown as a person. She was thankful for the ups and downs. Aisha was happy. She had found purpose and fulfillment. She knew she had made a difference in the world. Aisha's story comes to an end, but her legacy lives on. She continued to inspire and make a difference in the lives of others and those around her.